Alright, welcome to our retro round 1 Return to Ravnica draft, playing against Vendetti. Hello and good luck, Vendetti. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, cool. We'll keep this. We have a Stellar Songbirds, Eyes and Skies, Giant Growth. They don't have blue cards or blue lands or blue spells, but no, we'll keep this. It's probably our average power level in our deck, which is not exciting, but oh well. Ooh, goodbye noise. We're not a fan. We are not. Ooh, Rakdos, mayhaps? Rakdos or Golgari, Vendetti? What's your game plan, Vendetti? Oh, Rakdos. Alright, can we stay alive long enough? Well, our 3-drop trades with his 2-drop. Not awesome, but such is life. And until then, we're just gonna be stuck on doing nothing. Our Giant Growth should come in handy here, because they should be able to trade for a lot of the pressure that gets pulled out. Oh, another 3-color situation. So that gives me a little more hope, because it means our opponent probably won't have as consistent, quick board states. But we'll see if that's true in a second. Yeah, so that's really good that we didn't lose out on our board advantage there. Because we're a little bit behind, but this just sort of helps stable. There could be some interesting tricks. That's one of the crazy things about Return to Ravnica, especially when someone's playing green. There are just so many tricks available. Here, I get to decide, do I want to do a double block and just trade off and away, which is a strategy just because for the most part I want to not be taking a lot of damage against Rakdos. But I think I'm going to keep my bird around. Next turn we'll have Giant Growth up, maybe something else, although I might just Eyes in the Skies here. But I'd rather trade Giant Growth for my Gorehouse Chainwalker and not both of my guys here, because it completely wipes out my board. So we'll kind of wait and see what our opponent does with a follow-up play here. Okay. We'll rocket down our planes here. Do I bother keeping up Giant Growth against my opponent? Next turn I want to be playing Knightly Valor, and I think I just want to get more Eyes in the Skies going. And we're going to leave up Eyes in the Skies, because it's a nice instant. So we'll just attack in. And then leaving up all this mana might make our opponent think twice, although I would still be attacking if I could. It will take up my entire turn to do this trade, but I'm kind of okay with that. Alright. So glad we did that, because I do want to be trading my Giant Growth for the Rakdos Rage Mud here. Yeah, it gains 3 life, and it still puts us down to 3, but we're just trading a Giant Growth for a 5-drop. That is very good. A little worried about being 11 at this low of life total, but I think that's what's needed. Here we're going to do a Knightly Valor onto our bird, because it's going to force him to deal with it, and we'll also get that 2/2. Hopefully there's no Annihilating Fire in the near future, because it definitely is a possibility, but I think for the tempo swing, it's kind of needed. And I'm not going to be blocking with Stellar Songbirds, even if the Knight gets bounced right away, because we're going to be keeping up for a Giant Growth again, so we'll go ahead and attack with both our guys. I don't anticipate the Knight going anywhere. probably, if there's a removal spell or bounce, it's the bird that's saying sayonara. And now the question is, if I do end up doing Eyes in the Skies next turn, do I want more knights, more power on the board, or do I want the evasion of flyers? I think the argument is to have the knights, because I'm going to be needing things that can trade, can attack and trade, and the vigilance here could be useful. Sad thing is, our opponent's only played 2 spells, and we're still way on the back burner. And we've played a bit more, so... I guess we've only played 3, right? 1, 2, 3. Interesting. A 5-spell match. Somehow I still feel behind. Alright, let's go to combat. We're just gonna trade off the knight, I think. Yeah, I think we kind of have to, even though I did want to have Eyes in the Skies take the knight out, but we just need to get rid of the damage that's coming through right now. Tricks? What are you playing your forest for, dude? For mana. Lunch party. Ah, I see. Okay. In a sense, that does work. It gets rid of our Gorehouse Chamber. We keep our knight for our Eyes in the Sky populate, which will be good. And let's see if our opponent is out of gas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We might as well just play our next Selesnya Guildgate. We'll bash in and leave Eyes in the Skies up for our follow-up play. Then hope that our Giant Growth and Eyes in the Skies will kind of like help us maintain our board presence here. If I draw another island, I will be playing my island because our Guild Mage will want more islands out. I just haven't been playing it at the moment because there's no point to show that we're splashing blue. Alright, what do you got here? Rumbleback Rhino. Well, that's good. Our Giant Growth should come in handy there. It's definitely going to hold back our knights, because we can't attack in, and because of that, I don't want to signal that I have Giant Growth, so we're going to go ahead and populate our bird token here. Even though I'd rather have more power. Ooh, well, luckily we have another Eyes in the Sky, so that was pretty fortunate. And then, yeah, we'll just attack in with our birds. We'll keep Giant Growth up for our blocks. And I probably will do the Knight token on the Giant Growth just for that extra point in case there is like a +1/+1 or something. If there's a trick, it's probably still going to go. And then at that point there's a trick, we'll probably just end up playing our Eyes in the Skies with a Knight token and more bird to get a bit more damage in next turn. So he still wants to be on the aggressive here, which I understand. We'll go ahead and do a block, Giant Growth, and see if there's any play beyond that. Cool. That's exactly what we wanted to see. And there's no follow-up. We'll Eyes in the Skies populate a Knight token just for maximum damage across. What is this? Golgari Longlegs. Okay, we're going back to the flight plan at that point, because we're just going to be chump blocking the Longlegs. A whole bunch. And then doing a 4 turn should serve us pretty well here. Ooh, I'm kind of bummed that I drew the island now. I mean, I guess it's good if I do draw the Guild Mage. I just really don't want our opponent to see that that's what we're doing. So we will hold on to this island for now. Um, because if we do draw the Guild Mage, ah, shoot, no, I should have done it because I forgot you can activate the Guild Mage stuff immediately when you play it. So that would have been good to play. So we could have cast it and activate an ability. So that was a mistake. May not end up biting us, but we'll see. Interesting that Longlegs is attacking here. I'm just going to chump because I am at such low life total. Because we have 6 damage in next turn with another chump. Bellows Lizard. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4. We're definitely playing our Sky Knight. Which one do I detain? I detain the Longlegs so it's not attacking next turn. Although I think I just detained the Bellows Lizard. Attack with everyone in the air. Yeah, that's got to be the right play. Because our Knight will do more blocking than anything else, and we're just going to have an arsenal in the air for our next turn. Adios, Bellows Lizard. Thank goodness our Knight token has Vigilance, so we can do another chump here with the Golgari Longlegs. Interesting. Getting rid of a bird token instead of the Sky Knight. Maybe he just wants to save as much damage as possible, but the Sky Knight's going to do a lot more damage next turn. And also very surprised that Aerial Predation is being mainboarded here. That seems peculiar to me. There could be an answer to one of our flyers, and then we're going to be in a fairly tough spot. There is an argument to just double block the Golgari Longlegs, but Bellsword actually can do a lot of damage. But I think I just want to force our opponent to have something to deal with our flyers. I think that's more of an issue. Although really what I can do is 5... No, because there's the explosive impact in the format. If our opponent has that and we don't block them, we're dead. So I'm glad I remembered that card. Some things are slowly coming back to us. Think if there's anything I want to bring in here. Our opponent's also playing 3, so we're not going to be super punished for having our mix of cards, even though our opponent is more on the aggressive plan than we are. But I think against our opponent, this is still the right pick. There's an argument to bring in Growing Ranks, because that could overwhelm our opponent. But trying to think what I would take out. I think Realm Ground should do really well against our opponent. Same with Centaur's Accord. So we're just going to keep it as it is. Alright, Vendetti is playing first. We have a mole here. Even though we have a draw to get into a creature, and we have all of our colors, with no creature cards and this many lands, we're not going to be able to do a whole lot. Oh, this is horrible. Hey, well, unfortunately, this is going to be better than going down to 4, even though all we have are 6 drops. So, let's see if we can pull out of this match. I highly doubt it. Gorehouse Chainwalker? That would be a bummer for us. So it's important to note that our opponent, though playing, it seemed like base Rakdos, had a really big top end of bigger creatures. With the Golgari Longlegs and that Rumbleback Rhino, not really traditional in the sense this might help at some point. I got a feeling by then we're going to be so dead it's not going to matter. Maybe our opponent doesn't have black, just as... Oh, no, there's black. Just kind of surprised by the double red, but that's fine. don't think there's any spell that can matter here without creatures on the board. So I'm not F6ing, but I don't think that really matters. Here we go. So hopefully our Eyes in the Skies will help us stabilize a little bit. It'll trade with this creature, maybe have to chump block something else, like if a Rage Muck comes down soon. And then we'll see if we get, you know, more playable cards or more lands to get into our powerful spells here. Yeah, I actually think we're very fortunate that we haven't gotten more pressure from our opponent, because otherwise this match should have been done very quickly. Yeah, we'll just get our Eyes in the Skies down, try to do a trade in combat. Okay. Click attackers. What's our opponent got? I'm glad there was no Rage Mutt there. That would have really put us behind. Huh. Okay. That was a good use of Electrickery. Hey. Wow, we're at 5. So maybe there's hope if we draw another land, get Centers of Cord to stabilize, and our opponent just has Stone Cold Nothings, and we start Judgmenting and populating. Kind of a tough one. If we draw an island, would I rather have something else besides this? No. I want my my coursers here. It's like, do you have another Eyes in the Skies? Nope. No, I do not. Alright. Our opponent seems to be stuck on... Oh. Ooh, that's going to be good. Yeah, I think our only hope here is Centaur's Accord. Because now that we're on a 2-turn clock, that's going to be really difficult. Land? No. Well, it's a Vassal Soul. It does trade. It buys us a little bit of time, though not the kind of time I'm hoping for. This will just trade with the Gorehouse Chainwalker right away. And if our opponent has any sort of removal follow-up play, like that Annihilating Fire, then or the Aerial Predation, then we're going to be close to it. But I will fight on! I will fight on! Let's get there. Sunspire Griffin would be kind of cool. Yep, there's Annihilating Fire. Alright, we need a land to get our Centers of Cord down. I think that's pretty much our only hope here. There we go. Down to 5. Ooh, Drudge Beetle. Not awesome. Still, it's keeping us barely in this game. If we go down to 3 and then take over, I'm going to be just Twitter-pated. I think that means happy. I'm not entirely sure. Ooh, God is green. I am not excited for that, because that means more things are coming down, because I have no clue what our opponent's been holding back on us. Okay. Goodbye, Gorehouse Chainwalker. Rumbleback Rhino, please no. Golgari Longlegs, please no. Oh, there it is. There it is. And that's not it. So we'll concede here. Just because there's no point. I can't play any of my spells, so... Alrighty. So that's where we got a little bit of our screw going from not having enough islands in our deck. Do I think I need more? I kind of already debated this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 7, 8. Do I need that second plains? The only thing the second plains is doing is getting our Sunspire Griffin and our Vassal Slow down, which matters, but it's turn 3 versus turn 2. So I think we will now pull out the island, or pull out the plains and bring in another island. I think that will help. That still gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, plus an 8th for the key rune. Yeah, I like this a little bit better. So I don't want to bring in other cards. I just wanted to kind of smooth out the mana base, which I want to remember for future games. Yeah, I want to play first without mulling. And of course, well, we're going to keep it. We have a Drudge Beetle and as needed a Savage Surge to keep us there. If we draw our planes, we'll start going. But I don't want to mull to 5. And against him, our Drudge Beetle is actually going to be pretty good. So we'll start with that. Vendiddy with your mountain. No Bellows Lizard? Aw. Yay, we got our planes. So that's cool. That'll help very much in the near future. Rakdos Shred Freak. I will take 2 from a Rakdos Shred Freak because it's just going to get eaten by an Eyes in the Skies in the near future. I assume he offers the trade. And yes, I'm very cool with that. Ooh, Lee of Sky Knight. I'm very cool with that. Help us progress our board. Help us keep from getting a whole bunch of damage down next turn. And then that'll allow us to have Eyes in the Skies up next turn, which will be pretty alright. Electrickery does get us pretty good. So many of our 1 toughness flyers are here. So I want to be aware of that so I'm not completely blown out. Play Knightly Valor at a point when Electrickery isn't an option, because that would be very important. Cool. Again, I'm not interested in offering the trade with Rakdos Shred Freak at this point. We'll just go ahead and bash for 3 in the air, play Eyes in the Skies at the end of the turn. A little worried about Electrickery. Hopefully what happens is he taps out for something next turn, we play Eyes in the Skies to trade, and then we can play Knightly Valor on the Sky Knight, or maybe just the tokens. We'll want him to not necessarily get us too good. But for now, yeah, we're just going to attack him with Sky Knight. Maybe I keep Valiant Fire. Deals 3 damage. Bummer, that only gets it up to 3. But that was bound to happen. At least it means Electrickery is not a thing. So that's kind of cool, because I feel like we would have seen Electrickery had that been the case. And then, yeah, we'll play Eyes in the Skies. To block the Rakdos Shred Freak next turn. Trade off one of our tokens, put a Knightly Valor on the other one, and try to start going to town. Race him before he gets some of the big stuff. I'd be very surprised if Electrickery was here. Otherwise, I might have just used Electrickery instead of Annihilating Fire. There we go. If our opponent doesn't play anything, I'm not putting Knightly Valor on the bird, even though I don't anticipate Electrickery being thing, since we've just seen he would have used it by now. Oh no, he would have used it right away, actually. Oh, interesting. I'm really glad that our opponent kept that back, because now we can put our Knightly Valor on our bird and it can block. So that's sweet. So let's do that. Although I may not be blocking with the Splatter Thug. Or I may not be blocking the Splatter Thug with my bird token. Um, let me think. What did I see? Electric Ray, that's not going to do it. Although that would finish it off, and that would be a 2-4. No, because it would do it first and then that. Yeah, because Electric Ray does end up killing the bird at that point. Aerial Maneuver or Predation, or whatever the heck it is, does take out the bird no matter what, but that's going to happen with some of our flyers here. Okay, I think we're just going to double block and then just take 2, because I'm cool with that. That being said, our opponent is tapped out, so that's weird. We're just going to block our birds with Splatter Thug and double block our the Rakdos Rage Mutt. Because, yeah, that's really weird. And we're happy to trade one of our dudes for his Rage Mutt. I feel like that was a desperate attack. Ooh, unless there was a real sneaky trick there. Maybe there is an Electrickery to finish off my bird. But even then I'm happy with it. Clear his board. And then I have a 2-2 back and a Judge Beetle and something to go. So is there a Mountain Electrickery available? Yeah, I didn't think so, because that wasn't really the right play anyway. And that's going to be an awesome backup for us. We'll get there. Boom. We'll play a Drudgy. Yeah, Drudgy. And continue. This seems like it might be really hard for our opponent to come back from, knowing our hand with the arrest. Because even if the bird gets dealt with, or a really big dude comes in and we can't handle this exactly like this, then that's gonna be perfectly fine. Now we can't arrest it, but both our Judge Beetles can block it, and since we're getting to that point where yeah, see, now we have our 1, 2, 3, 4. I could attack in with everyone, play my Savage Surge to get the Rumbleback Rhino, and that gets 5 points of damage in. Do I want to play defensive? Yeah, I think I do. Because I think it's going to force him to trade. So I'm cool with that. Combat. Especially because he's tapped out now, so I don't see... there's no trick, so I know that I'll be able to land the Savage Surge and kill the Rumbleback Rhino. It also leaves 2 blockers back, happily. One, two. I don't see the need to play the Forest right now. I think we're good. It's good to know that we can get Scavenge going as needed, but till then we're fine. I want to know what's in our opponent's hand. Maybe just stuck on some 6-drops, playing just a really wonky high curve. We'll go ahead and attack him with everyone. If our opponent has something, that's fine. We just want to keep pressure going. What you got? Anything? Well, I need to submit a bug when we're done. Oh, I guess there was a bug or something. I don't know what the bug was, but bummer. Yeah, so our opponent had some weird thing happening where I guess Vendetti couldn't play a card last turn. Not too sure exactly what that was. I've never heard that bug, but who knows, especially with all the new client stuff and going on, and they're doing the wide beta soon, so maybe little different server issues happened. Let's see if our opponent can play something now. Nope, and just conceded. Okay. It's definitely a bummer for our opponent. I hope our opponent gets to submit it and gets reimbursed, because that's never fun to lose in that way. As for us, we'll head on to round 2 and keep revisiting this fun Return to Ravnica format in preparation for Gate Crash.